guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I just want to make this video real quick because I feel like I would want to know, if I was a first time mom, I would want to know these kind of stuff. But it's always different for everybody, so don't really like quote this. I'm just gonna say what I experienced basically. But if you're new to this channel, my name is Anayeli. I have two wonderful kids, ages 1-year-old and 3 years old. This is Abraham right here. Christian is currently out there in the living room, but this is Abraham. He's 1 year old. He was born at October 1st. He was born October 1st, and that's Abraham. This is our dog Luna. She's 4. But today, like I said, I want to make this video and pretty much tell you guys what really happens about labor and delivery. But like I said, it's always different for everybody, so you may be experiencing something else way different than me. But hopefully this will help you, and you can understand what's going on in everybody's body, what it does when it's time for the real thing. So I have a list. The reason being is because I'm one of those people that forgets everything. I forget everything, especially with kids. I forget absolutely everything. Like, I really do. Every time I have an appointment or something, I have to check again on paper because I literally forget the hour or the time I have the appointment for Abraham. But yeah, so number one thing is that water breaks. Now, this doesn't happen to everybody. My firstborn, I was induced with the Christian, and so my water broke. Well, they broke my water right there. So my water didn't naturally break. But with Abraham, my water did naturally break. Before my water broke, though, I did notice. And people say that you usually have like the bloody show and a lot of mucus plugs, and just a bunch of stuff comes out, you know. And I remember that when they told me that I would have a bloody show or mucus plug or something like that come out before, and that really wasn't true. Although with my second born, Abraham right here, it was 3 in the morning, and Luna, get down. It was 3 in the morning, and I went to the bathroom because I really needed to go pee. And I went, and I went to the bathroom like normal. And I did notice when I wiped, like, a large mucus plug. Like, it was a large mucus. And that was like, oh my gosh. People say that before you go into labor or something like that, you have a lot of mucus come out. It will usually be in your underwear, or whenever you wipe, there's a lot of mucus. And for me, it was when I wiped, and there was a lot of mucus right there. And Luna, come on. And then, well, yeah, and then like when I came back to lay down my bed, I did experience like wet. I was like peeing. Like, I thought I was peeing, and I stood up for a moment because they always tell you like to stand up for a little bit and like wiggle around. Let's see if something comes out, and if nothing comes out, then it wasn't probably your water, because you will have a lot of like doubts. Like, you will have a bunch of doubts if it's your water or not. So people said to stand up and wait for a minute and see if something happens. For me, nothing happened though, so I just pretty much went back in my bed, and I pretty much didn't lay down. But I was in my head, I was like, something is not right. Like, in my head, I knew something was not right. And then, it was happening again. And it wasn't like a gush, like people say. For me, it was slowly. For me, it was like just slowly peeing, kind of like that. And it was slowly coming out. I think whenever I stood up, it was coming faster when I stood up. But when I was laying down, it's coming slowly and slowly. And then at some point, I woke up. It was like 3. It was something. It was almost 4. I woke up, and there was like a bunch of fluid in my bed. And I was like, this is definitely my water. And that's how I knew my water broke. I stood up, and there was coming, and coming, and coming, and coming, and coming, and coming. Gushes. Some were gushes, and some were just slow. So it really depends. If it goes slows or gushes really fast. It really depends. I think so. Because water can break like gushes, or water can break slowly, but it still be your water, you know what I mean? Sorry, it's because Abraham is standing up and he's moving this camera, and it's always going down. So that's one thing that you will notice first, the water. When you go in the, let's say your water broke and you go in, right? The first thing they're gonna do is will test that your water. Basically, the fluids are coming out. They're gonna test it with a little strip, and if it turns blue, I believe, then it is your water that broke. Oh my goodness. I don't want him to fall. This is the edge of my bed right here, and I don't want him to fall. Okay, so that's what you'll be expecting. For me, they took me to another room before the delivery room. For me, it took to another room just to make sure it was my water, and then took me to the other room after. They will check your cervix. They will check your cervix right away. I remember with me, with my experience, they checked my cervix right away, and I was at 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters. I really don't remember, but I was somewhere down there, and my water broke at 3. I had my baby at 12, so it was pretty fast. Alrighty, you will feel the urge to push hard, like if you were constipated. I feel like when I had Abraham, I was pushing like literally if I was gonna poop, like if I was severely constipated, and it was just so dramatic because in my experience, because in my I'm gonna repeating everything I'm saying, I'm sorry, but in my experience it was dramatic. I feel like because I didn't have a epidural, so for me I felt every single contraction, every single thing. Let me tell you the truth, guys. Tell me the truth. Birth is not the worst. The worst are the contractions. Well, some if you have an epidural, some epidurals may not work. So be aware of that. In some epidurals, you literally feel everything. Okay, some of them, not all of them. Okay, so in some of them you feel everything, but then I was not. I didn't have an epidural, so I absolutely felt everything. And the contractions are 100 times worse than the actual birth coming out, baby. I feel like the contractions are the ones that are worse, and also the ring of fire. Basically, when baby's head is coming out, basically. That is just the worst for me personally. I never had an epidural, and I'm not thinking of ever getting one. Not because I don't want it. Of course, at that moment, you just scream Bloody Mary. You just want that epidural. You just want something to relieve, the pain in you and you. And I feel that the contractions for me mostly, it was on my back, lower back, and lower abdomen. The abdomen, low abdomen. That's where I felt the contractions more. When there was intense, it was just like, oh my gosh. Like I couldn't even talk. It was just severe pain. It was so painful. Really, really painful. Alright, let's see what's next. You would poop. Now, some women don't poop. I didn't poop. But I've seen poop. I've seen, stories. I've never seen them. But I've seen people telling stories about them pooping. So, now you will think you're pooping, to be honest. You will make so much, you will grunt and you will make so much pressure down there. And it will feel like you're pooping. But in reality, you don't poop. It's just the pressure of, the baby coming out, basically. And that's why they say do not eat. So trust me, don't eat. Do not eat if you don't want to poop. There's women that have ate and they didn't poop. I think it really depends on the person and the how much they know how to push. Trust me. When I gave birth to my firstborn, I did not know how to push. I did not know how to push. They were literally telling me, push up. Don't push in your butt. Push up. I'm like, how in the world do I push up? I don't know how to do that. But it's because at that moment you just forget absolutely everything. You forget how, because the pain is so strong and so powerful, you forget literally how to breathe. Like that's how severe it can be. And it's just so dramatic for some for some experience. And you will not poop, but you will feel like pooping, and some will poop. But trust me, the doctors won't tell you that you poop, so you'll be fine. You will not be able to eat when you're admitted. And this is true. When you're admitted, when you're in the labor and delivery room, it really depends though, because if you're induced, then they will let you eat. But if you're not induced, you came there because naturally birthed, like you went there because your water broke, then they won't let you eat. They probably let you eat some cubes, like ice cubes, and that's pretty much it. That's what So if you want to eat, I would go to a fast food restaurant before I go in there, because some hospitals won't let you eat or anything. No, have nothing at all. Just pure drinks. That's pretty much it. Alrighty. You should sleep while you can before baby comes. Honestly, I was awake literally the whole labor. Like I was awake and I couldn't sleep no more, and I could sleep if I wanted to before the contractions really came. I could sleep, but I didn't want to. I was just so awake, so I was ready to go, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to go to sleep. But I think you should go to sleep because when baby comes, you will not go to sleep at all. Never. It really depends because newborns are very sleepy, and they're just so cuddly, and they're just so like sleeping all the way, and they don't wake up a lot. So, but you have to feed them. A lot of nurses and doctors tell you to feed them every 2 hours because some babies don't wake up. My son didn't wake up, so I had to feed him. I had to like wake him up to feed him. And yeah, so every 2 hours the doctor came in, or the nurse came in and told me it's time for you to feed baby, literally at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh my god, I'm dead. So I recommend you to sleep while you can. Alrighty. Contractions are the worst. Yeah, this is what I said. Contractions are the worst, 100% the worst. There's literally nothing worse than that. I feel like it's just like 100 bones breaking. That's how contractions feel. It's just so intense pain. Like seriously. I'm just telling you that it's the truth. This is the truth. And yeah. Unless you get the epidural, like I said, some really does work, but some epidurals just doesn't work at all. So really, I think it really like depends on your doctor how good he is or she is to give it, because some just don't work at all. But I don't know. I don't know if it depends on the doctor or the needle or what, because I've never had it, so I really don't know. I really don't know in that area. I just know that will relieve pain, but you would like be numb, I think, down, like from here down, I think you'll be numb. I'm not really sure. Now that lastly, I want to talk about going to the bathroom after baby was born or after delivery. Alrighty, so how much do I have? Okay, I don't want to pass too much, but when you have a baby, first time mom, it's so hard to poop. Trust me, it's the hardest thing to do. If you feel constipated, you feel like you can't poop. It's like let me tell you the truth. For me, I just had that fear of like ripping down there, because it was my first born. It was literally traumatic. I literally had stitches down there inside. Okay, inside. I had stitches, and I had natural birth and everything, but I had stitches inside because I tear a lot from the inside. And I just thought it was gonna be bad. I was gonna bleed all over the place, when I went to poop, and it was just super bad. It's super bad. So it's honestly the worst. The worst feeling is going to poop. Of course, contractions are the worst, but I mean, you know what I mean. Is just imagine when you're constipated like that and nothing comes out. Like it's just so hard. It hurts. Your back hurts and everything. It's just so bad. But that's what exactly happens, is some women get constipated. Now with my second one, I just poop right away with no problem. So I think most first time moms will be having constipating issues. Most of them, not all of them, most of them will, and most of them will have fear of going to poop because of that much pressure, when you delivered, and that should be the fear. I think that was my fear, to be honest. I was just fear of going to the bathroom and seeing a lot of blood and ripping or something. I just feared that, but I recommend you to get some X-Lax or something, laxative, and something for it can relieve and smoothly come out, basically. Yeah, so that's how it is, guys. To be honest, it's just rough. Giving birth, labor is rough, delivery is rough, taking care of a newborn is rough. Everything that I will conclude in that little triangle is rough. So best of luck, guys. If you have any more questions, comment down below, or maybe talk to your nurse, doctor, or whoever you feel more confident to talk with. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome day, like always. God bless. Goodbye. See you next time.